Hey everybody, welcome to PPR Podcast number 170.
Can you believe it?
My name is Paul, but to the right is the star of the show. While his stomach may be sensitive, his mind is always clear.
That was like a month ago.
Bert Grossman, everybody, former first-round pick. We're continuing our trend. We talked about how, sure, we talk about all these great quarterbacks in the county, but there's this whole next tier that are almost as good that get completely ignored. We're trying to fix that, right?
And actually have better numbers than the ones we're talking about.
Well, there you go, for a variety of reasons, but let's talk to one. Who do we got in podcast number 170?
Kristen Noriega from Hoover High School.
And there he is, as he appears. Is school, I'm assuming the school year is over, correct?
Yes, I'm in summer break.
All right, so thank you for joining us. It means a lot that you're so ready to go. My first question to you, in this 7-on-7 season, what did you learn about yourself? What did you learn about your team? What did you learn about the county?
Well, I played 7-on-7 with DreamChasers, and I had a lot of good coaches around me. I had Coach Carter and a lot of other good ones. And just take what they give you. Don't always go for the home run, the deep ball. And I learned that, there's a lot of talent everywhere. And it's not just at the big schools. I had teammates from a bunch of schools playing with us that were just as good as the other schools, like the big schools. And yeah.
We talked to it was Brant Barker last week, who also did Dream.
Yeah, how many quarterbacks do we have on DreamChasers, for Pete's sake? Is it Keeley on that team too?
I think yes. Yeah, he was. So towards the end, yeah.
My question to him was, there's so many athletes there. Is that timing-wise trouble? Because then you go back to your high school and you might have one, but you don't have 17 that can run like that and the routes, and basically you can't out-throw them. So is that a hard adjustment to go back?
Yes, because our Dream Chasers, we had a lot of talent, a lot of speed, and our team, we have speed, but not all our guys are speed type of guys. We have possession receivers and big tight ends, stuff like that.
I've never seen that kind of bed for a high school.
I was going to say, how do you sleep in that bed? And what are your favorite toys there? Is that
that's my little brother's bed right there.
I was going to say, because your feet are going to stick out over the end, huh?
I hope you never bring a date home.
She's not going to be impressed, dude.
Yeah, by that.
Hot Wheels bed. Look at that right there.
What's that?
It's a Hot Wheels. It's a car.
Oh, I get it. Oh.
Nice.
All right.
Hey, I want to. You know what? You're the only person. We've been doing this 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
He reached out to me through Twitter, not to interview him, to interview his friend that was on the team last year, Xavier Williams.
Right, and tell Xavier we haven't forgotten. We're going to get to him, but suddenly it looks like we're playing up the fact that I'm a graduate of Hoover, because now we have. I told you in the last interview with Coach Gray that I'm an honorary. I have an honorary degree from Hoover.
You do, and he's in Southern Utah now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in Southern Utah.
Yeah,
he got there
last
weekend, I think. Yeah.
But we'll still do him. We'll still do him.
We will.
We'll get to him. We'll have that lull during the summer.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, so the baseball season is over. You're a two-sport guy. Tell us about how baseball affects football, how football affects baseball as an athlete.
Well, I'm a pitcher in baseball, so transitioning from baseball to football is kind of hard because after baseball season, I'll try to go to 7-on-7s and I'll start leaning like I'm pitching, or I'll start doing a bunch of stuff like off-balance throws like I'm playing shortstop or something. Like, I don't know. Just the transition from it is hard. But balancing it out, I take football more serious than baseball. Baseball is more of like a fun thing. But football, I'll do workouts a lot the whole year. Baseball, I won't really do that. I'll do my practices. I'll do like some pitching practice on the side, but that's it. I don't really do baseball during football season.
Hey, we had your coach on here a month or so ago, and I asked him because it's hard. I still have a hard time, figuring out. You throw for 2,600 yards. Sir Autry runs for 4,000 yards. How do you balance that out? I mean, how is it? That's got to be hard to balance out because he's such a great runner. You throw so much. I mean, 200, 250 yards a game. How do you balance that out?
Well, I feel like we help each other out a lot. Like instead of a team worrying just about the run game or just about the pass game, we can go in there doing different things. And I know that some games I'm not going to have 300 yards passing because Sir's going to have 300 yards rushing because he's a really good running back. So we do good helping each other out. You know, we do a lot of RPOs. And, yeah.
We were talking about it with Coach Gray. Brent Barker talked about how Jason Carter said this, and I was wondering if you could elaborate on it. It doesn't matter the size of the school that you play at. If you are a quality athlete, you will be found by the people recruiting at the collegiate level. One, do you agree with that statement? And two, could you expand on it for us?
I believe that. We had Xavier last year. He was number 1, I think, in San Diego in receiving yards. He broke multiple school records. I think he was one of the best wide receivers in San Diego. He's at a D1 school. And then you have Sir, 13, 14 D1 offers. Again, people say that you can't get offers. They won't find you at a Division 5 school. But you have those two guys right there. And I feel like if you put the work in and you are committed and you stay good in the classroom and in the field, you do your work, then they'll find you for sure.
So with all going on now, what makes you coming out of, you're an 8th grader, you and Sir say, you're the same year, you guys are friends. What makes you pick Hoover?
Well, I was at Olympian first, but I always knew Sir from youth football. We were on the first ever All-Star team together. He was my running back. And I knew him when I was at Olympian. He was talked about his freshman year. We both played varsity our freshman year. So I knew them. And then Coach Gray, I knew him for a long time, and the quarterback coach at Hoover is a really good coach. He's on me a lot all the time. It makes me work hard. And I was like, I wanted to be better at, I wanted to get my craft better at quarterback. And, yeah, so I was like, I want to do what's best for me. I had to go to Hoover. Knew they were going to make me better as a player and a better man. So that's why I chose Hoover.
And all right, without getting anybody in trouble and without naming any names.
Goodness. You always do this.
No, I'm not.
Get somebody in trouble.
I don't want to get anybody in trouble, so let's just talking as plainly as possible. When you're a kid like yourself, who's at, as you mentioned, a D5 school, and you're obviously pretty darn good, does the phone ring? Does anybody send a feeler out saying, hey, if you wanted to come play over here, we would find a spot for you? Does that happen in contemporary football? Or is that something that people talk about that does not happen?
No, that happens. Yeah, that happens a lot.
Don't name any names.
Don't name names. I'm not looking to get anybody in trouble. But then, because sometimes, for instance, a private school might call or reach out to you, and that has its no one's going to poo-poo a private school education. Do you ignore that, or because it seems like the kids that go to Hoover are really loyal to Hoover. Is that because of Coach Gray, or what is it about that school that keeps the kids wanting to stick around?
There's just we have a really tight bond at Hoover. Since I got there, the second day, the whole football team became my friends. I became friends with a lot of people. And, yeah, it's just, I like being at Hoover. There is, what was I going to say? I forgot.
Is Coach Gray is Coach Gray the reason?
Coach Gray is a big reason, yes. He helps me out a lot on and off the field. He helps me recruiting. He sends film out to everybody. It's just a good school to be loyal to. A lot of history at that school. A lot of good players come out of there.
Well, it's certainly something we've documented over 26 years, going all the way back to Doxy and Terrell Williams and all those cats. Yeah. Do you think that sweatshirt he's wearing, that pullover he's wearing, do you think that's where he wants? That's not South Carolina, is it?
No, it's not South Carolina. Different colors.
Is that just? Are you just a Trojan fan?
Yeah, I'm a Trojan fan. My quarterback coach ended up being on the practice squad there. He's played there for a little bit, and that's how me and him really got close. He started taking me out to the spring games. We started watching USC games. He bought me USC gear. I have a bunch of USC gear from my coach. I have shoes, hoodies, jackets, a bunch of stuff.
So that would be the dream school?
Yeah, if I could go anywhere, yeah. Close to home. Not too close, though, Good weather.
Okay,
I'd love to go there.
So, top two are yardage. Brody Stump from Kearney had like 3,100. You had 2,600. You're the top two yardage. And that's, every other quarterback we talk about. They're the top two returning next year. Are you going to pass Brody this year?
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna try my best to pass him. We play each other again this year. They're in our league. That game was exciting last year. Hopefully, it can be exciting again. A lot of energy in that game. A lot of trash talk. A lot of just high scoring game. It was crazy. Yeah.
You guys know more about this. I don't know when does the recruitment start? Or like when do you start getting serious call? Like, are you getting? You were talking about recruiting. When's this going to happen for you? As far as you're going to know what your choices are going to be.
Well, I've been building relationships with coaches, talking to them a lot. I have an offer to St. Andrews University. They're in North Carolina. And yeah, I'm just building connections, talking to a lot of coaches. Coach Gray's been helping me out a lot. Hopefully some offers could roll in this season. I'm going to just let God handle it and just do my part.
Now, is that a school you've been to, or you just surfed it on the web?
Yeah, they contacted me. They've been watching me since my sophomore year. And I was at a family party, and I got a text randomly, and they were just saying they were going to give me an offer, and I was talking to the coach, and yeah.
All right, so you're pretty confident that you're going to be playing at the next level. You just don't know where.
Yes, hopefully, yes.
Well, you stand what, 6 feet tall? Well, how much do you weigh?
I'm like 195, 6'1".
You're a big kid.
Kind of, yeah. People say I'm small, but I'm trying. I can't control my height.
Well, compared to Barker, you're maybe small, but I mean, as long as you're over 6 feet tall, right? I mean, and you're mobile. You're more mobile than Brant.
I don't know about that. He's not. He just said you were mobile. You're not going to correct him?
Nah, I'll take it,
Like he's more nifty.
It's hard to look mobile when you got Sir Autry next to you, and then he runs, and then you run, and you look like,
Well, did I say that wrong? All right. Then you know what? I'm going to withdraw my comment. Describe your style as a quarterback for us, so that Bert. Thanks a lot, Bert. They had my back. Are you an in the pocket dude? What are you?
I'm for sure an in the pocket passer, but if I have to extend a play, I'll extend the play for sure. I'm more of a kind of like Patrick Mahomes, where you roll out and try to find someone open on the run. That's what I'll do. I'm not the type of guy that will scramble and try to rush for yards. I want to throw the ball.
So I'm gonna get off that just to help you out a little bit here. Let's talk about baseball a little bit, because you say it's just for fun, but you're a team MVP. You're all league pitcher. You got like a 2.0 ERA. You don't see any future in that? You don't think about it?
When I was younger, I did. I started baseball before football. I took baseball super serious. Played travel ball my whole life, the whole year. And I got to high school, and I was like, I like football more, and I wanted to be more involved in football than baseball. So then I could see myself playing baseball, but for sure I would like to play football more. But I just want to move on and play college sports, to be honest. Just any sport, anything to get my college paid for. Because sports are like my way out of like the home, kind of like that's my way to get a future, is to get into college. So that's the only way I would get into college, by sports.
And I think you brought it up earlier that when you went to Hoover, it was the camaraderie, and the first day you hang out with the football players and you're this group. I mean, as great as baseball is, you don't really get that in baseball.
Yeah, you don't really get like that brotherhood feeling out of baseball. You guys are close, but football, like, you have to have each other's back. You have to trust each other. You have to, build that relationship where you won't succeed as much as you should.
How are you guys going to be this year in football? Did you guys lose a lot?
We lost on offense. We lost just Xavier, and we have everyone else back. We lost, I think, a couple linemen, but we got some linemen that are big JV linemen. And defensively, we kind of kept everyone. We really only lost offensive, defensive linemen.
So you're going to be good.
Yeah, for sure.
You got somebody that can replace Xavier, because he had about 3,000 yards all purpose, didn't he?
I don't think we'll have someone to replace Xavier, but I feel like our wide receiver core overall is better. We have better guys at every position than just one like guy that we have to focus on. There'll be a lot more options to throw the ball to this year.
Hey, can I ask a question? And it's actually for both you guys. What do you think it's harder to make it in to the next level? Is it harder to be a high school football player to make it into the college ranks as a football player, or is it harder to make it as a baseball player?
I think baseball.
I think baseball. I think baseball is the hardest sport to play for sure.
Well, yeah, I would agree with that because of all the sports, that's what I was worst at. But to make it to the next level is your sheer odds. If you're an athlete, it's harder to climb the baseball ladder than the football ladder.
Baseball ladder is so long. Yeah, it's college, minor leagues. It's I mean, it's just so much.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a long climb.
Really? I would have guessed it's football because it's so demanding. You don't see any 5'3" football players, but you have Mookie Betts in baseball.
Yeah.
All right. And the injuries aren't
As severe.
Yeah.
Seems like the careers go longer. I don't know. Hey, I found baseball to be an impossible sport. I can't hit.
Yeah, well, you can't hit a football either, so it's.
Okay. Young man, we're talking about baseball at Hoover. Does the name Ted Williams mean anything to you?
Ted Williams, yeah, that's definitely that's our field's name. We have a big Ted Williams sign on a brick wall on our outfield, left field. We have portraits. We have him on our wall of legends in the big gym. He's right in the middle, big picture. One of the best baseball players probably of all time. So
of the alumni, who's more famous? Ted Williams or the Chicken?
Oh, the Chicken's famous too. We have his suit. We have him in the front office. We have him in the big gym too. But definitely, I'm gonna have to go with Ted Williams. He's probably more worldwide for sure.
Hey, is that Wiener Schnitzel still right outside the front door at Hoover?
Yeah, it is. Yes.
Do you go there a lot?
No, for football, we'll usually go, like, there's a Mexican taco shop across the street. We'll walk there after games. Or sometimes we'll go to the beach after a game and just hang out with team bonding after a big game.
At a night game?
Yeah, after a night game. We'll be at the beach late.
Which beach?
Last year, we went to Mission Beach at, 11 o'clock at night, and we stayed there, and then we drove home. Because my house is like the house where all my teammates come over to. I'll have 8 to 9 people sleeping over at my house sometimes, and that'll be after a game, we'll go hang out, go eat, chill for a little bit, come back home, and just chill, watch movies, play games.
So hold it. There's a gap. You've got some explaining to do, young man. You forgot to mention that you first watched the PPR.
Oh yeah.
We watch PPR while we eat. After the Kearney game, we were all at Applebee's, and we watched that on PPR. We watched the Claremont game on PPR. We always watch PPR for sure. Only after a W though, because after a loss, we just go straight home.
Well, for a second there, I thought we were going to have to end this interview.
All right, they watch their stuff on their phone now. They're not like us old school with the TV.
Yeah. Dude, I thought we were going to just pull the plug and say, we'll call Xavier. Wow, that was almost a faux pas of biblical proportion.
So you're done baseball now? You're done spring ball too, right?
Yeah, spring ball just ended for football, and yeah, we're starting summer workout soon. We've been having 7-on-7 practice and stuff for tournaments and stuff like that.
The last couple of weeks you've been going to, I saw you posted a few camp things, right? Like Weaver State and I think it was
I went to a Weaver State camp and Rocky Mountain camp. And,
how'd that go?
It went good, the Rocky Mountain camp. I made a lot of connections there for sure. I think I would be one of the top performers there at that camp. I stood out, I believe. The Weber State camp, it was pretty good. There was a bunch of quarterbacks. I didn't get as many reps. I try to take as many reps as I can, show them I wanted to get in there. I balled out there too, have some clips from that one. I made a connection there, for sure.
So in this era of, not NIL, in this era of the transfer portal, you're as active recruiting as they are in recruiting you. It seems to me that going to camps, as you've said multiple times now, making connections, things have changed. It used to be in Bert's day, you'd sit around and wait for the phone to ring to see if anybody wanted you. Now, you have an active role in deciding if or not you're going to play at the next level. Is that accurate?
Yeah, my dad helps me out with that a lot. We run my Twitter together. We send film out. We sit down together, make film together. We sit with Coach Gray. We talk to Coach Gray all the time, talking about what we should do. We watch podcasts about what we should do as recruiting goes, how just any advantage and tips we can get to get me to that next level. We for sure try our best to do.
Share with us a good tip that you've gotten from watching those podcasts.
At camps, I just made these bracelets that have my name and my height, my weight, and my Twitter, and I take them with me when I go to these camps, and I hand them to coaches so they could wear it and they remember me as we leave, or if they leave and they see they have their bracelet on them, they could look at my Twitter, watch my film. It's easy access to see my Twitter and stuff like that.
Nice.
Dude, that's a clip. That is a clip that we're going to send. I need a picture of one of those bracelets.
Actually, I got a picture of those bracelets. I got one from them. I do.
All right.
Hold on, let me ask one. Yeah. So you guys had, Montel Allen from San Diego Friday Night Football, come speak to your team, didn't he, a month ago?
No, that was during the football season. He talked to us. He talked to us about keeping our grades right, make sure we do all our work in the classroom, because if we don't do it in the classroom, we can't do it on the field. And he was just telling us about how hard it is, and we got to work hard, and we got to really want it. And it's not as easy as people make it seem, and you got to really work for it.
It's really gotten hard since I can't explain to you how much harder it's got since
Why?
the transfer portal. Just from the transfer portal. I got one more question because I know I brought this up earlier. You're DreamChasers, the speed, right? You get used to it. You do all 7-on-7. Then, a few days later, you decide to go to Rocky Mountain Camp. I mean, that's got to be a hard adjustment when you're so used to that certain speed and then you get slower. I mean, does that really throw you off, or is it a big adjustment time?
It throws me off for sure in the beginning. The first couple reps, I'll have to adjust. But then once I get it locked in, I know who I want. Or even at a camp, if I see a fast guy and I know he's that guy, I'll go talk to him. Hey, every time I come up, you go up. We could get that connection. We'll show out together at this camp and ball out.
He's a salesman. He's even selling himself to receivers at camps.
How important is 7-on? I watch 7-on-7 video ad nauseum now, because that's all you see on Twitter. If I follow all you guys do is post 7-on-7 video, and I look at it and I get that you can see the progression of the reads, but there's nobody in your face. There's
your receivers wearing pajamas.
Your pajamas, or they're wearing those little nanu helmets. How good is it? Is it really that helpful?
I don't think 7-on-7 is. I don't think it translates to the game at all. When the lights are on, you got the stadium full, you got people hitting you, you got people talking trash, you got all this stuff happening. I don't think it's a big transition. I think 7-on-7, at least for Hoover, it's more to get in the rhythm of the passing plays, build that connection with each other, get chemistry with each other, stuff like that.
Is it the same playbook?
Yeah, we use the same playbook.
But it's 7-on-7 is equivalent to your kicker kicking 10 field goals at practice.
With
nothing, no rush, no line, no crowd, no pressure. That's what 7-on-7 is, and then the game comes on, and that's the game.
All right, young man, we're going to wrap this up. We always end on this question. Best advice. Who's giving it to you? What was it?
The best advice I've gotten was actually from one of my teammates' dads. He told me to worry about what you can control. Don't worry about something you can't control. Just keep your head down, work hard, and stuff like that, yeah.
Here's another piece of advice. The next person. The next interviews you do, don't have the race car bed and stuffed animals in the background.
Yeah, all right. Come on, show them to us. Is that Mickey Mouse? Pull them out. Let's see who you got here.
Don't act like you don't know which ones they are.
Hey. All right, come on, bring them over and sit down. Bring them both over. We want them on your lap.
I got to bring my little brother in here for sure.
So that's Mickey Mouse, and who's the other one?
It's a teddy bear. I think I actually got this from my brother for his birthday or something. Yeah.
Well, now we got the cover for our podcast. So, all right, young man, thanks so much for being on time. Oh, take down this email. Remember it. prudy@kusi.com. Prudy, that's my last name, RUDY@kusi.com. I need still pictures that you own or have permission to use of baseball and of football that I can throw on top of our interview clips. All right?
Okay, I will.
And I need those. And if you have any pictures of the Ted Williams or posing under that sign or of the chicken, send those too. And include any family pictures you might want me to use. Send me more rather than less, and send it to me now because I start working on this in 2 hours.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me again.
It was an honor, young man, and I wish you nothing but success. You're an easy kid to root for.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, PPR Podcast number 170 is over. Turn off the machines.